All right, all right. Welcomes and greetings to Beyond Boardroom Business. I am so excited that you're here with me today. And I'm telling you, you're going to be so excited about the different people that we're going to be interviewing because these are all trailblazers. And my name is Coach Stephanie, and I'm an author, a business strategist, and podcaster. And I'm telling you, I am so excited. This has been a long time coming for me. I've had other programs before, but this one is my baby right here because I love business. I love being an entrepreneur. And this gives me an opportunity to interview other entrepreneurs. I mean, some serious trailblazers, especially the one that's coming on today. I'm so excited for her. Her name is Her Excellency Shantae Lene Hedford. And I'm telling you, I'm going to read you her bio. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you subscribe. You hit the subscribe button, like button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. And again, I am Coach Stephanie, and I've been an entrepreneur for well over 20 years, and I've had a lot of ups and downs and roller coaster rides, but I love what I do. I mean, there's no other way about it. Now, I might take on different projects from time to time, but totally, it's all about entrepreneurship. And, a little bit about me. I don't know if you remember when Trump had The Apprentice, that was one of my favorite shows. And I've actually been helping people all my life, but legally, morally, and ethically for the past 20 years, I've been helping people with their businesses. And it's just a love for me. It's a thrill. It's like playing chess, but serious chess, because it's all about checking the numbers and making sure it's in alignment with the person so it can strive and thrive. And I'm all about successful businesses. So today, I want to introduce you without further ado, Her Excellency Shantae Lene Hedford. And she is an accomplished global business leader. Yes, the founder and president of the Center for Truth and Healing, East Memorial Revitalization Foundation, and Shantae Lene LLC. I love that name, the way it just rolls off the tongue. She has over 25 years of experience in entrepreneurship and entertainment and is a trailblazer in both respective industries. She is the COO of the Hype magazine and co-founder of Maverick Global Distribution. I'm telling you, woo, she is no joke. Her impressive portfolio includes a role of Royal Ambassador at Large, and she also represents over 750 African kingdoms and chiefdoms, as well as a Deputy Secretary General for the Vision Africa Development Organization. She's been recognized throughout her career with numerous awards. I see it here, it's all listed. Check her out on her LinkedIn page if you want to see all of the specifics, but she's the real deal here. And without further ado, I would love to introduce you to Her Excellency Shantae Lene Hedford. How are you today? Can you
Grand
hear me good?
Rising, thank you. That was a phenomenal introduction. Sometimes when I hear it, I'm like, wait, that's me? Are they talking about me? Like it still sometimes blows my mind. So thank you so much, Stephanie. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yes. I couldn't start this journey without having you first because you were the one when we had our conversation last year that really inspired me to go ahead and just put this podcast together because we have so many people to get to learn about their businesses. And I just, before I even get started with you, I want to ask you a few questions, okay? So I want to ask you first and
Okay, all right.
foremost, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
I would have to say it was the influence of my grandparents. So on my mother's side of the family, almost everyone is an entrepreneur. So I grew up watching my grandfather and my grandmother. They primarily raised me. And I grew up watching them run their businesses, and I knew one day I was going to run my own business. I just didn't know what kinds.
So, have you ever worked for another organization, or have you always worked for yourself and your family?
Oh yes, I've worked for McDonald's and Taco Bell as a teenager. I lied on my application to get my first job at Taco Bell at 14, and I worked up until I was about 20 years old. I think 19 or 20. I opened up my first business in my basement, a recording studio. I'm like you said, I'm from the entertainment industry. So my ex-husband and I started our entertainment, our record label out of our basement. And then we grew into a commercial location where we opened up our commercial recording studio and label. And also I opened up a kids clothing store. And I've also worked for like telemarketing agencies, Ron Weber and Associates, Market USA. But after, I would say maybe 21 or so, I left the corporate world. I had an experience with Aflac that just set the tone for the rest of my life.
Okay. Do you believe that having all of those other experiences helped you become who you are today?
Oh, absolutely. Everything that I've encountered in my life has helped to contribute to the woman and the person that I've become today. So whether they were good experiences or bad experiences, they all helped me to either, learn a lesson or be blessed.
Okay. Well, as I was going through your bio with all the things that you do and have done, how do you have time to do so much?
One is I'm very vested into my work. My work is part of my life. It's just my lifestyle. So it's not work. It's what I do. It's my lifestyle. And I'm able to do so much by having a solid foundation and team in place. I've started out with just myself working as a solopreneur. And then I built out my team using outsourcing, Fiverr and other platforms, Upwork. And from using Fiverr and finding providers who were consistent, professional, I got them off of Fiverr and got them on my team. And so now, 6 years later, I have a great team of people that that have become family. And one of my executive assistants has been with me now 11 years.
Wow. So how do you handle learning your team members and learning when you need to let one of them go because they're not meeting their expectations? How personally do you take that?
Oh, that's good. Well, first I try to find out what's going on, because normally if someone's starting to slack in an area of business, something else is going on. Either they're not as motivated as they were before. Maybe they're having personal issues or something like that. So the first thing I like to do is investigate to find out what is the core issue. Once I find out the core issue, then I kind of react accordingly. So if there's some personal issues going on, then how can I support you? What do you need? How can I help you? Because I want to get them back to their performance peak. I want to get them back performing. So I try to be a support system. But if there's a problem internally, then of course we need to address the situations as well. When I know it's time to let someone go is when the energy switches. If it's not that good flowing energy that disturbs my peace, and I wake up thinking about it or going to sleep thinking about it for more than 1 or 2 days, I know. I'm very in touch with my spiritual side and my feelings. And I'm like, you know what? That doesn't sit right with me. I need to either address this or I'm going to have to let it go.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I can see that. I've done that as well with people in my past. And it's so unfortunate because in the beginning, you're like, wow, this is it. And then sometimes it just doesn't work out, but that doesn't stop you from achieving your goal. And, of course, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just doesn't mean that they're a good fit for your business. So I totally understand that. Let me ask you this.
Right. And we got to normalize I just want to add this. We got to normalize in our community, ending relationship and it not being bad blood. You know what I'm saying? like
Mhm.
sometimes we might do business with someone, and when the relationships ends, like, oh, I can't stand them, I can't, just agree that it didn't work out, the synergy wasn't good, maybe, I don't know, maybe you were going through something, maybe I was going through something. At the end of the day, let bygones, be blessed. When I see you, hello, I wish you the best, and let's normalize that.
That's right, because some people are just for a season, you know. Just
Yes. It's knowing where people fit in your life. Some people are meant to stand outside in the line. Others are meant to have a VIP section in your life. And once I started understanding that, I started really implementing those changes. And I like, okay, nope, you need to stand out in line. No, you're VIP. And that's based off actions, not words. It's based off what you show me, the consistency and the passion and things like that. Those are things that really are important to me. When I'm not getting that, I know that you need to be back in the line.
yeah, that's true. And with you having so many responsible roles that you handle and manage, how do you take time out for you, your me time? How often is that, and what do you do?
Well, prior to January, when I began a dual enrollment in in school, I kind of had this thing figured out. So Mondays and Tuesdays, I do all my meetings. Well, actually, I had it Monday through Wednesday. I do all my meetings. Thursday and Friday, I kept open for different events or just for my own time, to do stuff. And Saturdays and Sundays, I keep open for either events or family and friends or myself, you know. So I try to keep the weekends clear. But now that I'm in school, I'll be honest, every day is just running together. And I'm just going to make it through this year, and then I'll get back to time management. But I really want to succeed in my educational pursuit. And yeah, so I'm committed to this year.
Well, congratulations. What are you studying, if you don't mind me asking?
Thank you. Excuse me. Well, I am getting my PhD in gender and human rights, and I am minoring in ancestry quest and genetics.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So what will you be able to do with all of this knowledge?
The stuff I'm doing now, actually, I'm very involved in the community. I advocate for human rights. I'm very passionate about pro-Black initiatives, and so my expertise will be on gender and human rights in the African and indigenous populations.
That is awesome.
So I'll
Wow.
be working and creating programs, initiatives, and advocating for the gender and human rights of those in the African and indigenous communities.
Wow. So are you looking for more people to help you? Or are you good with
Yeah.
your team?
Oh no, we're always looking for volunteers, partners, sponsors, vendors. We have events, so we're always looking for those who have other businesses. We like to partner with those who have businesses and like to train and educate others. I have a nonprofit called the Center for Truth and Healing. And the Center for Truth and Healing is a place for care, compassion, community collaboration, and change. So, excuse me, we're always looking for volunteers who want to dedicate their time, businesses who may have a product or service that they want to donate, um, individuals or companies that want to donate funds and just support the efforts and the programs and services that we offer to the community, and then partners who want to work together to do that. So if maybe you have a car repair business, but you like to teach, let's create a class to teach young men how to repair cars.
Yes.
So those are the kind of initiatives I like to create. I like to look at, what do you do? What are you willing to provide? And let's make it happen. Let's make an impact. Let's make a change and, really change our communities.
Wow. So you have businesses here in America as well as abroad?
Correct. Yes, I have businesses here in the Metro Atlanta area. I have a partnership that extends to my hometown in Beloit, Wisconsin. and we provide programs and services there, as well as I have several business entities on the continent of Africa, East Africa, and also Nigeria.
Wow, congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. You are the
We have a school in Nigeria called Cyber Future Academy, and so I'm an investor in that facility. And what happens is a lot of the young African men, boys and girls, or I wouldn't say boys and girls, but yeah, boys and girls and teens and adults, pretty much from about 12 and up, go to the school, and they're provided with education on digital skills, coding, and things like that.
Wow, that is amazing. And it's beautiful that you're teaching coding and things like that, because that's the way the world is moving. It's about being online. And so that's really good. You're not teaching them something that they can't
Well, that's the
excel or do.
agenda.
Yes. That's beautiful. So let me
That's
ask you
the
this.
agenda. That's what they want us to be. They want us to all be inside. And so they're going. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're right. They want us to be inside, but we do have to get that, vitamin D.
Yeah, and that's the reason why this year there's going to be hundreds of thousands of jobs that are going to be lost. Major corporations are laying off and firing thousands of employees at a time. This is a time now where we really need to get serious in the Black community. We really need to get serious about our future. We need to start building these relationships so that we can have access to the global markets, because we've depended on the structure of the American system, the Western system, for so long, and the American and Western systems depend on all the what they would call third world, but all the developing countries. All of our resources and commodities and things are being imported to America. So as the American ship sinks and they lose access to all these other resources, those who are attached to the American Western system are going to also sink with it. So it's a time for us to get very serious about our future and where our place is in this world, and begin to unite with our brothers and sisters on the continent, because that's where the resources are. That's where our ancestors come from. Many of our ancestors, some of them are natives here on this land, and we're here before Columbus. We'll acknowledge that. But if we're going to be really serious about it, everyone came from Africa. And now it's the time for us to understand our place and our role in the world, because we know that we were here first and we shall be here last. But if we are to do that, it comes with organization and it comes with unity.
Oh, man, that is so true. Now, how can we, because there was a time where I was teaching yoga in the courts, and especially for the juveniles, and teaching the juvenile males, especially, about yoga and entrepreneurship, because I'm just a true diehard entrepreneur, and they are behind bars because they were not provided proper mentorship. I'll say it like that. But they show skills that they can really excel if they had proper mentorship and tutelage. So just trying to teach them about themselves, learning how to eat and how to live and those types of things. I've just realized how far we're behind. So how can we save everyone? How can we help them understand or help them remember who they are?
Mm-hmm. No, that's right. That's right. No, you are absolutely right. It's a time to really give back, reach back, and teach who we really are.
Yeah.
Because once you understand who you are, then you understand your power.
That's right. I love it. So what kind of marketing tips can you leave with us?
Whew. The marketing landscape changes every day, especially with the social media, all the new applications recommendations coming out. It's really, and I know it and I fail at it every day, even though I know what I'm supposed to be doing, just because I'm just not interested in social media. And so I don't let that really make or break me. But you should be doing things like this. You should be engaging with your audience, doing live videos, being authentic, showing the work that you're doing in the community, responding to the comments up under it. You know, you don't even have to do commercials and ads. You just got to get online and just say, this is what I'm doing, and show it. You know, that's the new marketing. What are you doing right now? You know, and showing that in real time. Another thing with the marketing is the experiences, creating experiences instead of just events. We have to make sure that it's an experience, something that's going to leave a lasting impression on your guests, because everyone is hosting events. You know, it seems like every day there are several different kind of events in every industry, and you have to kind of pick and choose which one is going to provide the most value or which one you want to attend. And that's going to be based off the experience that they're curating for you. So those would be some of the marketing tips. Of course, I am available for a consultation if anyone is interested in learning more about marketing, business development, or branding. And that you can learn more about that at Shantae.com.
I love it. One more time, what's the website?
ShantaeLene.com. And I'll can I put it here? Okay, and I'll put it here in the chat.
Okay, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like it. I love it. So, and with you talking about this marketing and all of the businesses that you share, can you share some information about the power of 33? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely. So the power of 33 really came to me because I have supposed to been writing a book for a while to tell my story, and I just don't feel that I'm ready for that yet. And I was speaking with a friend, and we were discussing about Anthology, and I said, well, maybe that'd be a great way to introduce my biography, you know. And plus there were so many other people that I believed needed to have the spotlight shined on them. Excuse me. So, you know, when it comes to this game, my partners tell me all the time, for what you do, you're too humble. You don't like to promote yourself. I just don't like to make everything about me. You know what I'm saying? So my partner's like, you got to get out of that. But I know there were other people around me that were doing some, I mean, like spectacular things in life, and had overcome some, you know, really hard challenges in their life. And I believe that they were like everyday heroes that needed to have the spotlight shined on them. And so after giving it some thought, I said, you know what, I got to put this together. And so I started with the power of one, because I was just so impressed by the things that they were doing as one person. You know, one person, just one idea, and they took it and ran with it, and, you know, changed so many lives with just an idea. Or maybe someone said one kind word to them and it just changed their life just because someone said something kind to them. You know, things like that are just remarkable. And so I wanted to make the power of 33 about everyday people doing extraordinary things. And so that's what the power of 33, how it became. Like I said, it was the power of one. And I think you and I started doing some research, and there was a lot of power of one. And we looked at the numbers of people that I had counted up for the book, and the spaces and slots that I wanted to open up for other spectacular people to join us. And you and I agreed that 33 just such a powerful number. And after doing more research on that number, I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. This is it. This is it. You know. So I'm just going to go over the meaning and the significance of 33, and then maybe the audience will understand why we decided on this number.
Okay.
So the significance of 33, number 33 means anything is possible. And the book was already named The Power of One. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
So the first line automatically, it was like, oh, well, that sums it all up. So the number 33 means anything is possible. This powerful angel number is also known as a match on each other and its powerful vibrations. The number 33 is linked to themes around creative thinking, deep compassion, spirit level connections, discipline, and bravery. Now, all of them fit me except for discipline. I've never really been too disciplined. I
What?
kind of just do my own thing, okay? My parents would be like, no, discipline didn't work. So that would probably be the only thing that did not describe me, but I think everything else did. And so I was like, yes, this is perfect description for what we're doing. And now, I'm just so excited because the authors, the co-authors that we have as a part of this project fit the mold of that creative thinking, deep compassion, spirit level connections. A lot of them are disciplined. They have a lot more discipline than I do. And all of us are brave,
Yes.
and we've won 100% of the challenges that we've come up against so far. So we're all stories that will be shared in this book are just so inspiring. They really make you look at yourself and say, am I doing the most that I can do?
Yeah.
So yes.
That is so true, because I've already spoken with a few of the authors that are going to be a part of this book, and there's still an opportunity to sign up to be a part of it. Again, check out thepowerof33.com after this podcast and make sure that you sign up, or if you know someone who deserves to be on this a part of this anthology, please have them sign up, because I'm telling you, some of the people that I interviewed, I mean, one doctor over in Africa, and the different things that she's told me about and what she's invented. I'm like, wow, Shantae, this is amazing. And I'm really thrilled and honored to be a part of this. So thank you for including me in this.
No, I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful. I knew that we were going to work together eventually. You and I have been in contact for a while, but
Yes.
when I thought about this book and I reached out to, well, actually, when I saw you at the festival, we were at the Marcus Garvey Festival, and
Yes.
when I
Yes.
saw you, my spirit was moving me to say something to you. And I said, well, I know Stephanie's always busy with her own stuff, and I didn't move as fast as I wanted, but when I did, and the response that you gave, I said, okay, now God, come on now, thank you.
Right.
So it was
That's right.
right on time, and I do want to spend some time talking about the people who are in the book, because they are what makes the book so remarkable. They are really what makes the book. Their stories, their personalities, and the amount of success that they've been able to accomplish is just amazing.
I know.
Starting with Dr. Rashad Ritchie.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, you talking about the fastest growing news show in the world,
Yes.
Undisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. He's been one that since I've moved to Atlanta, I started hearing him on the radio, WAOK. And then I had him as a special guest panelist back in, I think, 2017. I had the Building Bridges event in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and he was on the panel. And we just really connected. And since then, he's been very supportive in my initiatives and the things that I do in the community, allowing me to come on his show and, promote the events and things we do. But beyond that, just watching his journey has been empowering to me, because I wasn't here to see him, during his younger years, the juvenile he went through, the juvenile detention and delinquency issues that he had as a youngin growing up in Decatur off of Glenwood. You hear his, once you hear his story, you kind of, you can say it over and over. So he grew up off of Glenwood. He was down in the streets, and now, he's just become one of Atlanta's top, that's out here making a change, making an impact. And his story is just remarkable, how he came to now being having the fastest growing talk show in America.
I love it. He is a very powerful man. I love seeing his program while I'm scrolling on the social media. I mean, you can tell that That's his mission. I mean, he is doing it, and I love it. I love seeing powerful people, and I love being able to interview all of you all, especially you. So thank you for again
Thank
helping me get
you.
this together. So what events do you have coming up?
Oh, I have Fund ATL coming up. Well, Fund stands for Financial Unity for New Developments. And
Ooh.
since we started it here in Atlanta, it's called Fund ATL, but we plan to take it to other major cities and countries as well. And Fund is all about providing access to capital, education, and investment for entrepreneurs and introducing them and bringing them together with finance professionals that are in venture capital, government contracting, private equity, angel investors, hard money loans, crowdfunding, grants. So teaching them about all those different alternative financing methods, making sure that they know the professionals and the experts who are in those industries who can provide them with education and resources. And once they've taken the steps to make sure that their business is set up properly and fundable, then we want to introduce them to our partners who have the capacity to invest in their businesses. So we've partnered with the MOI firm, which is the Moguls Only Initiative firm out of Miami. It's a Black VC firm. We've partnered with Earn Your Leisure University by Recession Proof here in the Atlanta chapter. We also has the largest Black investment group in the United States. And so these are the types of groups and partners that we have, so that we're making sure that we have a viable audience that can invest in these opportunities and support our Black entrepreneurs and businesses.
Wow, that is amazing. That's
Hold on just a moment, please.
okay.
Hold on one moment, Stephanie. My mother's in the hospital, so I got to take this call. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. Yes, you all. Again, I want to thank you all for joining and being a part of this podcast, Beyond Boardroom Business. This is an opportunity where you get to see the backspace of what's going on with businesses, with entrepreneurs and small business owners, and see what helps them drive and thrive with success. Are you back?
Stephanie, I'm sorry. I apologize about that.
That's okay. You got to take care of moms.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, girl.
good.
I've been on edge because my mother's been sick the last month and in and out the hospital, and they just admitted her last night. And
Oh,
so when
wow.
I see my sister's number pop up, I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm, answering the calls. There's no calls if they need me.
Oh, that is so wonderful. You're a beautiful
I
daughter.
always put work, family come first with me.
That's right. That's
family come first with me.
That is, and that's true, and that's very necessary because we need to be able to take care of our house before we take care of what's on the rest of the block. You know what I'm saying? So many houses are neglected, and we really need to be responsible in house. So thank you for being outstanding on all platforms. Go ahead, Shantae Lene. I love it. Do you have anything else that you would like to share with us as we close out?
Well, I just want to mention several other people who are going to be part of the book, and just give them a little shine and thank you to their stories, our stories, your story. All of our stories together are inspiring and can really have a positive impact and motivate others to do as much as they can, because you don't have to be someone. You don't have to be a politician. You don't have to be a pastor. You don't have to be a coach. You can just be anybody. And all you have to do is just do what you can, to make a difference. And so that's what this book is about. It's about honing in in your powers and using your powers to help change the world and overcoming obstacles. Many of us go through obstacles. Some overcome them and some let them take them down. So this is about the ones who overcame those challenges. And Bill Houston is one of my partners that I work with in the power. So he and I are consultants. We advise and we advocate and promote the power of crowdfunding in order to bridge the racial wealth gap and to fund Black-owned businesses. And funding experts in the world is ranked by Inc. magazine. He was one of the first Black crowdfunding experts to be recognized, and he has worked for over 10 plus years trying to educate our community about crowdfunding and making sure that we are not left behind. And so he's going to share his story, how he became familiar with crowdfunding, the business ventures that he had before that, and how crowdfunding has changed his life and many of the obstacles that he's had to overcome working in our community, trying to educate us and prepare us for these opportunities. And then there's Blessed Amadou, produced the first animation to come out of Nollywood, out of Nigeria. You know, her animation is on Netflix, and she, you know, she saw a need in her country, and she took the initiative and she took her own money and she invested in producing this animation, Lady Bucket and the Motley Mobsters.
Okay.
And that set the tone for Remaker, you know? So we're talking about people who are making history.
Yes.
And we talked about Dr. Rashad Ritchie, but
Yes.
also Dr. Jamila Just J. Wilkerson. Jay, she is
Yeah.
my business partner, but beyond being my business partner, I was a fan of the Hype magazine for many years as someone in the industry. The Hype magazine? Like, who didn't know the Hype magazine, right? So when I met Jay and, you know, we developed our friendship, and then learning about her life and how she's had the Hype magazine now over 21 years, the ups and downs that she's went through this year, no, the end of last year, she was recognized for her work in media. She was recognized with the 50 years of hip hop for really helping to keep hip hop relevant, you know. So she's definitely a game changer, and I can't wait to have her story shared in our book.
Yes.
My good friend and sister who recently passed away last February, she and I
Yeah.
are from the same hometown. And I really loved what she was doing to empower other Black women in business in our hometown, because that was not heard of. In our town, it's a lot of bickering and jealousy, and a lot of times not very business oriented. So when she reached out to me and asked for help with the expo that she was putting together for Black women in business, Beloit, I told her, anything you need, hands down, I got you. And last year she passed away a week before the expo. And
Wow.
the ladies that run the committee were able to keep her alive. Last year, I became one of the honorary and advisory committee members, and I'm committed to continuing Vicky's legacy. But her story and the things that she went to, because she suffered from kidney disease, and so she was going through dialysis and, you know, many treatments and in and out of the hospital. But Vicky, into her dying day, she was herself to help other women and support other women. And so her story it needs to be shared with the world, you know. And I have one of the
Yeah.
last interviews. She and I did an interview in November before she passed, and I have not shared that with anyone. And so I'm looking forward to us, um, you know, getting it edited and everything, but honoring
Yes.
her legacy and honoring her life with the interview and in this book. So those are just
Oh,
a
wow.
few of the
No.
people. Of course, there's a lot more, and I don't want to keep us on here all day, but we have so many more. We have Santosh Ganesh, who runs the largest Indian entrepreneurship organization with over 10,000 small to medium enterprises in India. He is working in all 54 countries in Africa. Like, he is a big deal. Okay. He is a big deal. He runs the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade. We call it GCPIT. And I was actually acknowledged in one of the awards, won an award from them for Global Women in Leadership. And
Wow.
I'm going to say one last person, and because I could not leave her out. She is my mentor. She is my professor. She is my queen mother. And she is a
Mhm.
phenomenal and powerful woman. Her Excellency, Dr. Amina Ali.
Yes,
And
yes.
her story is very unique because, unlike many in the Black community, she grew up as a woman of privilege in the Black community. And
Mm.
so she has a much than I do, and then and
Yeah.
others that are in the book as well. And so she has a lot to share. And then she's worked all over Africa as a maternal professional, helping with in maternity as a doula. She's
Yeah.
she's just I mean, she's amazing. The thing she does is I'd be like, wow. I'm just like, wow. I'm always blown away by the things that she's doing, So those are the type of people that are going to be in this book. High value people who have overcome challenges, and that's what makes them high value, not because
Yes.
of how much money they have or the cars or houses or anything and they've overcome very unique challenges and have made such a huge and positive and great impact on society. And those are the people that I want to be in the book.
Yes. And again,
That fits the mold of
yes.
who
And
you
they
are
are
and what you do,
yes.
then that is who I want to be in the book. I want to shine the light on everyday people who are doing extraordinary things. And maybe someone has acknowledged you and maybe someone has not. But this is your time. This is your time to tell your story. This is the time for the light to be on you and for you to show the world and tell the world how you did it. Because your story
Yes.
can inspire or help someone else who may be going through it. And maybe they need the answer of how do I overcome this? How do I go about making sure the change needs to be? But these stories, your story and their stories that are going to contact us to be in this book with us are stories that are
That's right.
inspiring, they're powerful, they're motivating, and
Yes. Yes.
unique.
All of that.
So
Yeah,
that's
that is
how I would describe the co-author and that we want to include in this project.
yes, that is a very powerful book. And I can't wait to publish it. I can't wait for us to launch the book. We need people to sign up and be a part of this. It's going to be so phenomenal. Oh, I just can't wait. I mean, and just being surrounded around all of these positive people is what makes you so positive. And, it's so necessary to watch the people that you surround yourself with. What do they say? The closest five people is a reflection of who you are, and you have some very powerful people around you. Wow, I can't wait. So
Well, thank you, and I'm blessed. I am highly blessed.
you are.
Because
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
so how many slots do we have open? 12 or 15?
I think we have 15. Let's say 15. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I
we
didn't
are
count
looking
it.
for 15 powerful, unique, and extraordinary stories from everyday people like you to include in the Power of 33. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if this opportunity sounds like it is an opportunity for you, then I would advise you to please visit thepowerof33.com or contact Coach Stephanie and express your interest. We would love to hear from you. And Coach
Yes.
Stephanie, I can talk all day, so I'm going to be quiet, but I am so honored and I thank you for taking on this project and for publishing this book and just for believing in this project. So thank you so much.
Oh, yes, definitely. I definitely am a believer of each one reach 10. And this book is just going to really just spread all across the world because it's so necessary and so needed. And the reason that we have gone through these different situations and accomplished them is so we can put it in this book and help save the world. You know, I really truly believe that. And I'm good. I mean, you more than answered all of my questions. Do you have anything you would like to share? I mean, it's open for you.
Awesome.
Good. All right. Well, if you're good, I'm good. And thank you again, Her Excellency Shantae Lene Hedford. I really
Thank you.
appreciate the opportunity, and I
Follow
look
me
forward.
on IG, LinkedIn, all social media platforms.
Yes. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and please come back so we can
Thank
just
you.
keep everyone updated with what's going on with the book. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for being a part of Beyond Boardroom Business. We did it. I hope you enjoyed Her Excellency Shantae Lene Hedford. She's a very powerful person, a trailblazer. She has so much going on, and I enjoyed this interview with her, and I look forward to many more with more powerful people. So stay tuned. I will be having episodes every week. So let's keep in touch. And if you have a show idea or someone that you know should be interested in being interviewed, please feel free to reach out to me, Coach Stephanie. And thank you again for joining me with Beyond Boardroom Business. Until next time, everyone, have a good night.